welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing very well today. So if you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie Jade. I post videos over here at least 3 times a week. I do have a vlogging channel and I upload daily on TikTok too. So I hope you're doing very well today. In today's video, I'm going to be testing out a brand new foundation, and I have seen a ridiculous number of ads for this foundation. It's literally everywhere. So I wanted to do an honest review and give you guys my honest opinion on whether the foundation is really worth the money or not. So let's just get started with this video. I really hope you guys enjoy this. If you do, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button, so as leave me a lovely little comment down below to read later on, and please do subscribe to my channel because it means so much to me. Without further ado, let's get started. So as I said, I have seen this foundation absolutely everywhere recently. Nearly every single YouTube ad I've had, on my TikTok, on TV, like I've seen it everywhere. And it's got to a point where I'm like, I just want to see if this is actually worth all the hype. So this is the brand new Maybelline Superstay foundation. This is supposed to last for up to 24 hours. It has a matte textured look, it feels lightweight, and it's a hybrid powder foundation. I don't really use powder foundations. I prefer a really full coverage liquid foundation, so it's a little bit different to what I normally go for, but I just wanted to try it out. I have seen so many people talking about it, and yeah, I want to see whether it's actually worth all the hype. So I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on this foundation so far. The ads claim how incredible it is. However, I've looked at a few YouTube reviews and someone actually came up to me in Superdrug store saying how bad the foundation is. And a lot of the YouTube reviews don't give it the best review. So I wanted to do like an honest review for you guys and first impressions. So just going to start off with the actual foundation itself. This is what the packaging looks like. It looks really nice. I love the way they presented it. I got mine in the shade 40. There weren't any testers, so I just grabbed one of my foundations that I get from Revolution and matched it. It does look rather dark. Normally I'm a little bit more tan than this, but I just scrubbed it off last night, so I'm just going to have to work with it. So when we open it up, this is what it looks like. So like I said before, it's a hybrid powder foundation. And then underneath, we've got this little mirror and then this little powder puff. This just feels very vintage to me. I don't know why. It just feels like when I was younger, like playing with my mum's makeup kind of vibes. Just kind of vibes I'm getting from it. But I do love the packaging. It feels really nice. So from the reviews that I've already seen, everybody's been saying that it doesn't really work with a brush. I've seen people using brushes with it and it just doesn't really work. So I don't really want to set myself up for failure with this. I want to give this foundation the best possible shot. So normally with a foundation test, I do one half with the brush, one half with the sponge, but instead I'm going to do one half with the beauty blender and then the other half with the powder puff in here. But we are going to play it by ear and see how it goes. Starting with the beauty blender first, it's a brand new beauty blender. It's the Real Techniques sponge and it's from the Neon Dreams collection. So I have just made this a little bit damp. I'm just going to try this first by just swatching it and seeing what it feels like. It feels very soft. So it looks like on my finger. So it looks very sheer on my finger. I do kind of like it. It looks like quite a nice shade. I'm just going to go straight in with it. I'm just patting it in. I'm just going to start to work it in to this sponge here. Okay. Let's try. I think I'm better off like patting it in. It's definitely too dark, but I can just lighten it with some concealer. But I feel like I'm definitely better off like patting it in rather than like buffing it with a powder one. I can't say I'm instantly like wow, but let's keep working on it and see what it's like. But yeah, I'm not sure what this will be like for people with dry skin because I feel like it could cling to these dry patches, but I want to give it a real test. Would I say this is full coverage? No. Let's see what it actually said on the package for that. It said matte look with a weightless feel. So I don't think it actually says much about the coverage. Let's have a look. Yeah, it doesn't actually say the coverage on it, but it says a Superstay one. And honestly, in the ads, it looked to be really good coverage on the ads. Let's keep going. I'm going to keep doing this side of the face with my beauty blender. I'm not convinced yet. It does look a lot darker on the skin than it does in the pan, in my opinion. Okay, let's keep patting this out. I want to make sure I don't miss any area, especially with it being a powder foundation. I don't want to miss anything. Oh my god, I look so pale on this side of my face. I feel this would be perfect when I'm tanned, which I was actually going to tan last night. I just never got around to it. So I'm going to do that today. To be fair, I don't think it is anywhere near as bad as people have been making it out to be. The reviews that I've watched, they say it looks terrible on the skin. It gives your skin really, really bad texture. To be fair, I think it's made my skin look a little bit more smooth, if anything. The coverage isn't my kind of thing. I prefer more of a full coverage foundation. But I do think it has helped with a bit of coverage under my eyes, like comparing to this side. It has helped. I do quite like the shade. It does look darker than it does in the pan, in my opinion. However, I do quite like the shade. I'm going to do the other side with that powder puff. Well, we're going to try anyway and see how it goes. So this is the powder puff that comes with it. Not sure if I'm supposed to wet this one or not. I'm not going to do to start with, and then if I need to, then I will wet it. So I'm just patting this into here. Really work it into that powder puff. Not really a big fan of these, if I'm honest. I don't really use them. Like, I wouldn't go out and buy one. Then we'll start to apply it on this side. Oh. To be fair, I think that's actually applying a little bit easier using this one. I don't know if it's because I didn't wet it and it doesn't agree as well with, like, you know, wetting my beauty blender. Maybe it needs it to be a bit more dry. But I think it applied... Oh, has that just disappeared into my skin? Has that just, like, disappeared? Okay, I think it applied easier using the powder puff. But I think the coverage, it's made the coverage like go so sheer compared. Like, you can still see the line where I've applied the colour, but the coverage on it is nowhere near as good as with the beauty blender. I'll apply a little bit more to see if we can build it up. If not, I'm going to have to go in with that beauty blender to really get that coverage a little bit better. Because as I said, it's not the best coverage in the world, but that has just kind of disappeared into my skin. I don't think you can really see it. Let's just try and build it up a bit if I can. Yeah, I don't think I'm a fan of the powder puff. I feel like it has just disappeared into my skin, if I'm completely honest. It doesn't feel... The coverage is kind of just shade out, I think. I think I'm going to use the beauty blender for the rest of it, just to make it a little bit more even. Like, I do feel like it's a lot more sheer at this side now. So I'm going back in with that beauty blender, Mobile Techniques one. I hate doing this to a brand new beauty blender. I feel so disrespectful. I feel so silly for saying that, but it just feels so bad. It's a brand new beauty blender. I've literally just got it out of the package and I've already done this to it. Yeah, the coverage is literally there immediately from that. I would definitely think a beauty blender is better for applying and for blending it out. Don't know how well you'll be able to see it on camera with what I'm saying, but it's just how I'm feeling with it. I will show you in natural daylight as well after I've fully applied it. But I want to see how well it performs with other products, and I'd like my concealer, my contour, things like that, and how well they blend together. Because that's some things with some foundations that I found. I've liked the foundation, or I've disliked the foundation, but then applying products on top of it either made me love it or hate it. I think it's a little bit of messing around, if I'm honest. I think it's a little bit harder than my everyday foundation is. Like, I feel like I keep having to go in with it and then put it on my skin, then go in, then put it on my skin, blend it out, build it up a little bit. Whereas with my normal, like, IRL one, I do think I just stick it on my skin, blend it out, and I'm done. And it is so fast compared. But with it being a powder one, I don't want to miss any areas and it goes all patchy. Okay, I'm just going to move you guys so you can see it in natural daylight before I then put anything else on top. I've just brought it over to my window and this is complete natural daylight now, no other artificial lights on. If you can see my skin a little bit more up close, I do think it's giving it a nice texture. But is the coverage great? It's not the best, like I've already said. I think it's just the coverage that kind of lets it down a little bit. I'm looking at it in a mirror. It does look a little bit patchy, especially around those dry areas. But for foundation, it ain't too bad. Like, it does look quite natural and quite nice.
When you take a look a little bit more up close, it does look a lot more patchy, and the foundation's starting to look a little bit cakey. I'm not sure how it's going to look with the other products on top, but this is how it is looking so far.
I'm going to start on the rest of my makeup now. So I'm going to go in with my concealer first. Because it's not done the best coverage under my eyes, I'm using more of a full coverage concealer. Just to try and get rid of some of those dark bits. Just going to do that. I'm not going to conceal anywhere else. I'm literally just going to do there. And I'm going to use my beauty blender to blend it in. So this is the IRL by Revolution concealer. I do quite like it. I'm not sure if that's made my concealer a bit patchy there. Let's have a bit of a look. Yeah, I think that's made my concealer quite patchy around my eye there. Oh. It's literally just dried straight into my skin. Like, let me just show you a bit more up close. But, like, that is not blending out at all. I might have to try a different concealer because that's literally just sat on my skin. That's not blending. I have the tiniest bit of my e.l.f. one left, and that is my ultimate favourite concealer. Literally the tiniest bit. I'm scraping it out of the bottle. Let's see if I can get some out of here. Okay. We've got some there. Let's see if I can work with this and actually get it to look half decent. Do you know what? I thought this actually had... Oh. Okay, no. I thought this had potential. But right now, nothing is blending. Okay, let's ignore the eyes. And pretend that, you know, they look half decent right now. And I'm going to move on and try some contour because the eyes are not going to work at all. So I'm going to use the Love Island X Revolution bronzer. I'm going to go quite light with it. So we kind of see how well it works and how well it blends if it does. I'm really hoping to like this as well because it cost me £12. I think it cost me £11.99 did this foundation. So I'm really taking one for the team here if this just doesn't turn out nice. Because right now, when I first tried it, I was like, oh, okay. This might surprise me. Let's give it a proper shot. Coverage wasn't the best. A couple of bits, you know, here and there I wasn't sure about. But, yeah, I just don't think this is going with my skin very well. It's blended the bronzer in not too badly. Better than the concealer, but... not buying it. Not buying it. I actually thought this would be quite a nice one because I'm sure I saw Soph do an ad on this and she always has the best recommendations and the best ads, but this one I don't think is for me at all. My face literally looks grey. My skin is looking like bruised and grey around this area. Like I'm not a massive fan. I'm going to try bringing you a little bit in closer so you can actually see what I mean with this. Okay, so here is so patchy and it's starting to look really, really weird texture and really kind of grey. And like the texture on here is just looking quite bad as well, and up here. And it's all kind of starting to separate with the other products that I put on. Like it's just looking a bit grey and yeah, it's just not blending in very well. Gonna see if I can try save this a bit with the blush. So I'm using a She Glam blush because I quite like the shade for this. I think it's quite a nice natural shade. It's in the shade Hush Hush. I'm just applying some of this on my face. And then I'm just taking the She Glam brush to blend this in. Hoping this might be able to save it a bit. And kind of bring it together a bit more. Oh my god, this patchiness is just getting worse. Like, it just made me look a little bit more alive, but around this area here, like, there's just, I feel like there's nothing saving us right now. Okay, let's just try blend this in the best that we can. Okay, I think it's made it look a bit better. It's just around my eye area that I'm really not a fan. Okay, the blush has blended in beautifully with it. Which is a bit strange because I wasn't sure with it being a liquid product and that liquid concealer just did not work with it. But the blush looks quite nice. Final step I'm going to take is my highlight. I can't even get into it at the moment. The final step I'm doing is my highlight. I'm using the So Lit one from Revolution X Love Island. Do quite like this one. I'm just really gently applying some on there. See, that's blending out quite beautifully. Oh, that's actually worked really well with it. So that highlight's applied gorgeously. That's blending out beautifully. Oh, I've got such mixed opinions on this foundation right now. So that's everything I'm going to apply now, and I want to share with you my honest opinion on this foundation. Would I buy it again? Probably not, no. I feel like there's so many ups and downs with this. I quite liked the way it made my skin look when I just applied the foundation on its own. It'd probably be quite good for just like a natural, everyday, just a little bit of coverage. I wouldn't use concealer with this because it made the concealer look extremely patchy, and that's the one thing that I think really let me down on this, was the concealer. It just looked so patchy. It literally dried instantly on my skin. The blush looked gorgeous, the highlight looks gorgeous, they blended in gorgeously. If I was to use it again, I would probably do my concealer first underneath my eyes, blend it out, and then apply the foundation. Because overall, it looks alright. Like, sat here, it looks alright now. But I didn't like the concealer at all, so I definitely would apply it underneath. The bronzer wasn't too bad. Maybe I'd underpaint with the bronzer as well. Maybe a little bit under and then a little bit over. I think I'd probably use a liquid bronzer with it. The blush just blended out beautifully. The highlights blended out beautifully as well. But overall, would I say it's worth £12? No, I probably wouldn't, especially comparing it to other foundations that I've got. I love Maybelline, and I found so many amazing Maybelline products, but I don't want to be like, go get it, it's amazing, when I probably won't buy it again myself. Like I said, it does look quite nice on my skin. Coverage is alright, it's not amazing, but it is alright. It looks nice. It's probably better for people without dry skin. And yeah, like I said, underpaint with the concealer and the bronzer first would probably be a lot nicer and a lot better. I definitely recommend using a beauty blender over the powder puff that it comes with, because the powder puff that it came with just didn't do it for me. It just shaded it out, and the coverage just kind of disappeared for it. But with the beauty blender, I think it did work a lot nicer. So that is it. That is my full review on the brand new Maybelline Superstay foundation. Definitely got mixed opinions on it. Overall, it's not my favourite foundation in the world, but I think some people have been a little bit harsh on it, if I'm honest. But thank you so much for watching this video. I'd love to hear your opinions on this, and if you've tried it, let me know down below what you think about this foundation. I really appreciate you watching this. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to smash that thumbs up button for me, as well as leave me a lovely little comment in that comment section down below, because it really does help me out, as well as making sure that you subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. And I really hope to see you all next time. Bye!